I was just watching a video. Just want to share some thoughts on it. I was watching this video with this Indian guy and an Indian girl. I guess they were a couple, and somehow the girl fell sick, and this guy, he had to take care of her. And, I mean, she couldn't walk. She was basically a quadriplegic and just bedridden, and she couldn't even like chew her food properly. He had to like crush it up and feed it to her. And I pondered on that and like, yo, that's gonna take a special kind of person, man, to be able to care for someone like that. I know you say, man, well, if you love someone, you'll do it and so forth. But I believe people like that actually have that level of compassion are people that the Lord have blessed with extra amount of compassion. Not like your average, like, the typical person that would care until they get to a point to where, it becomes a little unbearable. But they have people that I believe that the Lord creates, that he gives them these things. People that you might see in situations where they might be faced with a terminal illness, and somehow they have a tenacity and they have a drive that surpass me and you that might be healthy and, be able to have a lot of our functions. And, we look at these people and we try to pity them and say, man, well, we wish they were like us. But I believe that God gives those people comfort. He gives them the comfort that they need in order to deal with their situation. And it's not for us to pity them, but to also learn that level of love, because, like God says that he's love. And if you don't know love, then you don't know him. And I believe that he gives us these different variations of love so that we can learn. I know we like to say, man, well, we love this person and so forth. But I believe that the typical love that we have is love that comes with some kind of satisfactions, some kind of emotional satisfaction. And when you don't get that satisfaction, somehow that kind of love fades. But I think the love that we're talking about right now, as far as that level of compassion, where there is absolutely no benefit in return or reciprocated from the person that you might be caring for, or even a person that's in a situation that might be going through some very terminal illness, or, for a long period of time, and they're just coping with it. And I think he shows us these things because it's the different variations of the love that he have for us as human beings. We would like to say that, I would want to have that unconditional love, but I think for the most part that unconditional love comes with a selfless type of mentality, where it's more of giving, where it's more of caring for others and giving where there's nothing in return for you as the individual, but the satisfaction that you're able to be put in a situation to help others out. So, try to experience that kind of love from God, not the emotional type where it's reciprocated, where, you love somebody and they love you back and so forth. And not in many cases, we're taught to think that, that's what love is. Well, if I treat this person right, if I care for them, if I shower them with gifts, then that love's supposed to be reciprocated. And that's a lie. That's far from the truth. And it's not something that, you can automatically get back, because a lot of times we do this for others and we don't get it back. So learn the different variations of love, man. And if you see someone that might be suffering with an illness or something that, might be terminal, try to learn from that situation, and learn to also share that compassion, do for someone. If you have an elderly parent or elderly, grandmother or whoever it may be, check up on them, see how they're doing. It don't necessarily have to be elderly, but someone that might be in need of that assistance, and learn that other variation of love, because the Lord tells us to love our enemies, love them that hate you, love them that despitefully use and abuse you, and all these things. And, to be that kind of individual, it takes character building. It really takes character building. You have to look deeper within yourself in order to acquire to that level. And he says that when you're able to do that, when you're able to forgive those that hurt you, when you're able to love those that don't show you any sense of appreciation or gratitude for all the sacrifice and all the things that you do for them, he says that when you do these things, then you shall be like your Father which is in heaven. So to be like your Father which is in heaven, you have to learn those different variations of love, not the one where you're always on the receiving end because you're giving. All right. So just something to think about. Just share my thought with you guys, and everyone have a blessed day.